Hello, this is Ed Chapman, and this part 2 video cast is going to focus on the structures that are used for photosynthesis in green plants. And first thing we're going to look at here is a cross-section of a leaf. This should be a fairly familiar diagram to you from freshman biology. Leaves are basically divided into 3 layers. We have an upper layer, which is called the epidermis. Okay. We have a lower layer down here, which is also called the epidermis. Okay, surprisingly, they're called the upper and lower epidermises. Okay, the side of the leaf facing light, okay, so light's going to be coming down on this side. Most leaves have a waxy layer that protects it from drying out, which is called the cuticle. Okay, and between the epidermis on the top and the epidermis on the bottom, we have the layer where most of the photosynthesis takes place. So in this layer, you're going to see these tightly packed cells, okay, called palisade mesophyll. Okay, and they're very tightly packed together in dark green because they're filled with chloroplasts. Below them, we have more loosely packed mesophyll cells called the spongy mesophyll. It's the same word. And then running through this, we have lots and lots of air spaces. Okay, I'm going to put some dots here where there's air spaces. And we have vascular tissue. Okay, these are the veins, so to speak, of the leaves that you probably have seen. You can see these with the naked eye. And broken through the lower epidermis, we have openings through which gases can enter and exit called stomates. All right, so altogether, leaves are the organs of photosynthesis for plants. Now, if we look very closely at one cell in a plant, one photosynthetic cell in a plant, I'm going to draw a line here around one cell wall. Okay. If you look inside one of these cells, you'll see that it's tightly packed with these dark green organelles called chloroplasts. And if you magnify a chloroplast, you'll see that chloroplasts are actually made up of, it's a compartment with subcompartments inside it, a lot like a mitochondrion. Now, if you look very closely at a chloroplast, you'll see that it has, just like we saw in mitochondria, we have 2 layers on the outside. Okay, this is the outer and the inner membranes, okay, that protect the outside and separate it from the cytoplasm. And then inside, we have a liquid filling called the stroma, all right, the filling all around in here. And stacked like pennies inside of the stroma are these structures called thylakoids, all right. Now, thylakoids are made up of individual grana. All right, these things that look like pancakes, and there are interconnections between them. So it has a very endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi kind of feel to it. But the idea here is exactly like we saw in mitochondria. It's a vast amount of surface area packed into a very small area. All right. Now, the interesting thing about photosynthesis is going to be the electron transport chains, just like we saw in mitochondria, and they're going to be located on the membranes of the thylakoids. And because they're dark green, you can probably infer this is also where the chlorophyll is located. So the chlorophyll is going to be embedded in the membranes of the thylakoids, which are stacked like pennies, or like little batteries, actually. All right, we'll stop there and we'll pick up with part 3, which is going to be about the light reactions.